this series, I'm always a giant fan of MasterChef, but you guys intrigue me. The words that you have to come up with to describe dishes week after week. He was George last night.
Food should make you happy. When you eat it, it should evoke a memory. It should have texture. It should have flavour. If you're sitting there with your partner, you'd share that and fall in love.
He's so off-brand because I can understand everything he was saying there.
But it must be hard. Can't you just say, I liked it?
No, you can say that, but it's kind of lazy. Like, oh, it's delicious. It's kind of lazy. You got to. The whole idea is you want to. It's a TV. It's a weird thing. Like you watch a singing and dancing show, you can see the singing, you hear the singing, you can watch the dancing. It's kind of Whereas with food, you can't smell it, you can't taste it. So you got to kind of get a sense of why it's special. Especially sometimes when maybe it doesn't look that good as well. That's the other thing. You got to go. Well, this is why we like it. You got to. You got to be trying to be transparent as possible. And you're right. TV just goes, hey, that's great, and it's like, well, that's not really enough on MasterChef. I think people watch the food, they want to know why it's great, they want to know what makes it special. But yeah, that's why we have those long pregnant pauses where we gaze into the middle distance. We're desperately trying to think up something intelligent to say.
And then if all those fuzz, you just get them to go the blub. They just start crying.
That is the one. Go the question. Go, how do you feel right now? And as you know, anyone who's had a stressful time, you ask them that question, immediately they go, yeah, I'm okay.
And then when they do that bit about them, my nonna used to make this on the
the grandparents. Look, we've seen a lot less of that. I mean, it pops up because obviously grandparents have a very significant role in teaching people how to cook, and our early memories of food are often, with the grandmother very closely linked. But yeah, I think there's been a lot less of that kind of milking. I'm not a big fan of the Cook with Love line. I think it's a bit of tush, really.
Because my grandparents my grandmother, both of them were dreadful cooks.
Yeah,
absolutely dreadful. I wish I had some sort of ethnicity.
But I would suggest that there are things you remember they cook that you really miss.
Well, my nana used to she'd make Gravox gravy, but she'd put vinegar in the gravy.
And it was suddenly...
It was so bad, everyone used to hate it because everyone would go, Nana's making the gravy, and it was dreadful, but then after a while you got used to that.
Yeah, that's right. And
vinegar in a gravy, that's wrong, isn't it?
I did a thing where I asked people to tell me their favourite memories of grandmother's cooking, and I reckon about 60% of them were, she wasn't a very good cook and it wasn't a very good dish, but I loved it. And I've noticed in my cookbooks over the length of those cookbooks, I've had one grandmother great cook, one grandmother not very good cook, but the not very good cook grandmother has maybe 8 recipes in there, and the good cook has 2. So there's some. So I don't think you have to be a great cook to deliver memorable food, good or bad.
I've cooked a number of things from your latest book, the Fast, Fresh and Unbelievably Delicious Cookbook. Can I ask you?
That's not. I've not given you the new one.
Is this a brand new one?
No.
No, what's the one I've got?
I think you got all of them.
I have. But what's the one? What's the latest one?
The giant one with the rounded corners. With all the. That's called.
That's the one.
That in Holland, because it's just come out in Holland, is called the Perfect Preston. Which is
can I ask you this?
Simple secrets.
I've got 2 girlfriends come over for dinner Saturday night.
Yep.
Bang! What should I do?
Do they eat meat?
Yes.
Make them the chicken thighs make them one of the chicken thighs dishes. There's a great kind of bake with Madeira, which is delicious. Or if you want something simple, peanut butter. Especially maybe steal some of Jonesy's delicious peanut butter.
Yep,
mix it with Hoisin sauce and a little bit of mirin, which you get in the supermarket, which is kind of Japanese liquid. Mix them all together, slather on the chicken breast, bake in the oven, serve with the coleslaw with a nice kind of like zippy, zingy, sweet, sour Vietnamese dressing. Killer slaw at the beginning of the book. Slaw with red cabbage, delicious.
Yum.
And get those little, those little sugar snap peas or the mange too, the little skinny ones. Get those and cut them into 3 slices, and then you get these lovely. And that's raw, so you get lovely raw, crispy, crunchy, and then the richness of the peanut butter and the sweetness of the Hoisin. Yum! And it takes 15 minutes.
I was going to suggest a turducken, but you can go with Matt Preston's idea, or you can go with a goose stuffed with the turkey, stuffed with the duck, stuck with the chicken, stuffed with the quail. It's up to you.
That's what's called ridiculous food, isn't it? It's like, why? There's a reason why it died out in the Middle Ages.
It's a Simple Secrets is your latest one, isn't it?
That's
Simple
right, yeah.
Secrets. No longer secrets because I've got them.
Has it got rounded edges so in case you're running with it and you fall over?
No. The rounded edges. It's a big book. It's a heavy book. And the idea is a lot of people read cookbooks in bed, and I hate that thing because what happens to me is I tend to have the cookbook above my head when I'm reading it, and then I fall asleep and I drop the book on my face, and sharp edges can hurt. Rounded edges just slide off the angular cheekbones that Amanda has.
No one I know reads a cookbook in bed.
I do.
Yeah, there you go. Girls and me.
I read them like pornography. I'm not going to do anything. I just want to look at it.
I just read pornography in bed, like normal people. 7:30 tonight on 10. MasterChef Matt Preston. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much indeed.
It's 8:27.